Hello gamers, my name is Chuck Siegert. I am the designer of the very popular Zero Liter and the designer of the upcoming, already funded Stuka Liter by Dan Versen Games. Today what I want to do is I want to show you some of the new target ideas. This one is the Bomber Escort idea. Now in Bomber Escort, which was very important early war for Germans, the idea is that you have your bombers. In this case, I have 3 Stukas. These are generic. They don't belong to your squadron or anything like that. Escorted by 3 fighters, 2 Me-109s and an Me-110. Now, before I get started, I like to use miniatures because they're easier to see. Everything is prototype or beyond because we did not print up prototypes. The Kickstarter started a little sooner than I expected, so we did not print up any prototypes or do anything else. So please understand, this is all prototype. Don't get hung up on, oh, that's not quite right or anything like that, because what I'm going to show you now is how a Bomber Escort mission works. This is Battle of Britain, so we're going to be facing Hurricanes and Spitfires. I'm also going to be showing you the rule about bogey and no bogey. This is a new rule that I came up with that creates the fog of war. So you don't know if there's a fancy pilot coming or anything like that. All you know is there's a bogey, and once you engage it, that's when you find out what it is. So it does add some concern to it, if anything. Maybe a decision. Do I attack this guy or do I wait? Whatever. But it's a really cool system. And while I'm at it, I want to give a shout out to Gary Myers. He did a lot of the play testing for me. I sent him the information or whatever, and he played it a few times and absolutely loved it. So if it doesn't work, blame Gary. No, that's not true. Gary helped me an awful lot coming up with some final stuff. So once again, this is the Bomber Escort mission. I've got 3 bombers escorted by 3 fighters. The bombers must move every turn to get off the map at the end of turn 5. They must be off the map. So anywhere in between they can get intercepted. Right now, this has a bandit in each approach area and 1 bandit gets drawn. Now, I am not showing the drawing target guards. I'm not showing the pulling events or doing any of that because that's what it always was. This is strictly to show you how this mission will go, how the airplanes fly and everything else. Doing this live, so I don't know how it's going to show up. All right, right now because I don't have bogey and no bogey counters made, I'm using some Scrabble pieces. The regular color Scrabble pieces will be bogey. The colored ones, black or dark gray, those will be no bogeys. So per this card, I am going to have 1 bogey in each approach area. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 3 of these are bogeys. This one is a no bogey, it goes away. This target also has 1 bogey. So a bogey is going to appear in the west. I've got it upside down, but in the west pre-approach and come towards you so that you can't possibly evade them by, passing the center. So this is turn 1. We will have to draw the bogey for the start of turn 1. And that is a bogey, so there is a bogey up there now too. Nothing happens, there's nothing to attack or anything like that, so my bombers move on. And the Me-110 is there escorting them. He immediately engages this bogey. My Me-109s are going out to clear the field. He immediately engages this bogey. So this bogey here turns out to be a Hurricane. The bogey down here Turns out to be a Spitfire. So we've got one of each. They're both at 0, which makes it super easy. All right, Bandit's move. So this one has only one unengaged aircraft you can go after, and that's this guy. And he turns out to be a Hurricane. I'll leave that out here. He's a +0, so that works okay. Okay. Now it is the start of turn 2. At the start of turn 2, fast pilots attack. I do not have any fast pilots. All 3 of my fighter pilots are slow. However, Lasker in this ME-109 has a situational awareness which he will use to go first. So Lasker has an ATA of +2, maneuver of 0. The Hurricane has an ATA of 0, so I am +2 on my choice, whatever maneuver I pick. And I am going to pick, at +2, I am going to pick an in my sights and come right at him. I shook a 3, +2 is 5, so I get +1 attack. So I am +2, +1 for the attack. He's a 0, so I'm +3. With an ME-109E, I need 8 or higher. And I shook a 5, +3 is 8. This Hurricane finds out what the channel feels like that Hurricane is destroyed. At this point, I would now take a mark on my log sheet to mark that this ME-109 did get a kill. All right, Bandits attack. Well, we've got the Spitfire down here. He's attacking the ME-110. His ATA is 0. The maneuver on the ME-110 is -1, so he is +1 on his choice. 7 + 1 is 8, so he is going to attempt a half loop. He is 0. He is +1, but this guy is a +1 also, so he is even. So whatever he shakes on the half roll, half loop, shakes a 2, which is, oops, he really messed that up. He lost 2 positions. And if you're going to lose 2 positions to an aircraft, I strongly urge you don't lose 2 positions to an ME-110, but we'll see what happens. All right, the other Bandit. This Hurricane is 0. The maneuver factor of Blake is 0. So he's whatever he shakes. He shakes a 10. He is coming out of the sun. He is 0. Maneuver factor on Blake is 0. His ATA is 0. So everything is even. Out of the sun, he shakes a 3. Out of the sun, he loses 1 position. Okay. That's it for Bandits attacking. So now our slow pilots attack. Let's see what Wolf can do. He is -1 maneuver. He is +1 ATA. The Spitfire is 0, so he's perfectly even. But he's already tailing, so he's +3, and that's what he's going to do. He's going to go +3 with his forward firing guns. He needs an 8, so a 5 or higher, he's gone. 6, and the Spitfire goes swimming. The ME-109 is attacking the Hurricane. They're both maneuver of 0. Blake has a ATA of 0, so whatever he shakes is what he's going to do. He's not going to do anything. He is +1 for coming at the side, and that's it. He's +1. He needs an 8 or higher, so 7 or higher. Yep, he missed. So that Hurricane is still flying. I forgot to draw a Bandit for the start of turn 2. 100% my fault, but we'll correct that. There is one there. Okay. End of turn 2, the bombers move. This fighter stays there, engaged with him. This one goes up here and engages this one. And this one, the closest unengaged, is wherever. He's coming here. So let's see what that 109 got himself into. He got himself into a Hurricane. I'm sorry, a Spitfire. So this is the way it looks at the end of turn 2. The bandits have moved. He cannot move because the aircraft that's engaged to him is in an advantageous position, so he cannot move. This one got engaged, so he could not move, and this one came this way. So everybody has moved. We go to the start of turn 3. Let's find out if there's another bandit coming. Sure enough, there's another bogey out on the board. All right, first off, fast pilots don't have any, so the bandits attack. This guy will come at you. He's 0, maneuver 0. Excuse me, kitty. Not a good time, sweetheart. So he's 0 choosing his maneuver. He shakes a 3, so he's trying a tight turn. By the way, you might have noticed that I'm not just taking his ATA to determine his maneuver. We are adding now the maneuver from the airplane that he's maneuvering against. It makes a much more realistic choice if you're going against a very maneuverable fighter. It should reflect in your choices. If you're going after a bomber, that should reflect in your choices also. So anyway, he's 0. He shakes a 3, which is no effect. So there he is. I'm sorry, it's tight turn. So now his maneuver is 0. This guy's maneuver is 0, but his ATA is +2. So the Spitfire is actually -2 on his success roll. 0. The ME-109 has 0 robustness, but does have a 2 ATA, so he is -2. On a Spitfire, their numbers are 4, 8, or 9. 6 -2 is 4, so he scores a minor. Now, you're about to ask, what in the world is a minor? On Stuka Leader, instead of regular stress being added to somebody, we do what's called minor and major hits. With minor and major hits, what happens is when you get what used to be stress, now you will pull a yellow wound chit, which has everything from -1 stress to roll for safe landing and lose a day. So he scored a minor stress. Again, I don't have the counters made, so we've got 45 of them. So the black is the 1 through 4, and the 10 is 1 through 9. Of course, I shake a 6 twice. Are you kidding me? I never shake that good. Okay, I got a 1, 14. 14 on the yellow chart is +1 stress. So he gets 1 stress after all. Mark down his card. Okay, the Hurricane is attempting his maneuver. Now he is disadvantaged, so he will use this chart on the dogfight maneuver. He is also a 0, and the 109 is a 0, so whatever he shakes, he gets. He shook a 7. He's going to try a scissors. He again is 0, the 109 is 0, and the pilot's ATA is 0, so whatever he shakes, he gets on a scissors. He shakes a 2 on the scissors. Well, guess what? He just put himself in an even worse position, -1 position. All right, bandits are done. It's time for slow pilots to attack. So this 109 goes after him. The 109 is 0 maneuver. The Spitfire is 0 maneuver. The 109 has a +2 ATA, so he's +2 on whatever he picks. He's going to do in my sights. 10 + 2 is 12. Well, that's as good as it gets. So he's +2 attack. He's +2 ATA, so he's +4 attack. He needs an 8. So 4 or higher, he shakes a 6, and another Spitfire goes swimming. Here we've got the 109 is in the tailing position, so he is not going to maneuver at all. He's got an attack of 0. The Hurricane has a 0, so whatever he shakes, he needs 8. And that's exactly what he shook. This Hurricane goes down. So far we've been very, very lucky. One aircraft has gotten a stress, and that is it. Okay, so at the end of the turn, this guy moves forward and intercepts him. He moves forward to intercept him. The bombers keep moving forward. And the 110 keeps moving forward. So this one turns out to be a Hurricane. That one up there turns out to be Spitfire. Bandits move. They can't because they're both engaged. So we go to turn 4. Start of turn 4, draw for another bandit. There is another bandit up here. Nobody to engage him, so he just comes at it. Okay, again, now we get to fast pilots attack. We don't have any fast pilots, so bandits attack. That Spitfire is a 0. The ME-109 is a 0 maneuver, so whatever he shakes, he gets. He gets an 8. He's trying a half loop. He's 0. They're 0, but he's also +2, so got to subtract 2 from his success of a half loop. 6 minus 2 is 4. 1 lost position. Okay, the Hurricane is 0 versus the ME-109E, which is also 0. He is attempting a tight turn. He's 0, the maneuver 0, and the OK ATA is 0, so whatever he shakes, he gets. 4 and a tight turn, no effect. So the Spitfire cannot attack because he is now disadvantaged, but the Hurricane can. The Hurricane is 0, robustness on the 109 is 0, and this guy has a 0 stress, so he is 8. So he shakes an 8 with a Hurricane. That is a damaged result. Now a damaged result is a red chit. So I'm really happy that that happened. It's a red chit. And we will see what that draws. Number 47. That can't happen. Now we need that one to be 5 or lower. 44, that works. Number 44 is no attacks this mission. He will have to roll for a safe landing, and he will miss 2 days. And his aircraft is damaged. So aircraft damaged means -1 robustness and 2 stress. So not a very positive thing to have your aircraft damaged. So he picks up 2 stress. He's also got a no attacks this mission. He has to roll for a safe landing and miss 2 days. So he's going to be in bad shape. Now you do have a medic, so when he gets home, that medic can remove that 2 day and make it a 1 day. So he's really going to end up missing 1 mission, assuming he survives the safe roll. Okay, slow pilots attack. This guy has no attacks left. This guy has the attack on the Spitfire. He's got advantage, so he's just going to keep it. He's got an attack of 2. The Spitfire has a defense of 0, so +2. 7, swing and a miss, but he's going to use his Herido. I'm using Samurai Spirit to give him actually a 10 roll. That guy's gone. So that fighter, Lasker, he's a veteran. He picked up so far 3 kills. He's really being a monster of the Midway. This guy cannot attack. So he is disengaging, which he can do when it comes their turn to move, which is now. We're getting to the end of turn 4, so he is disengaging and running away. He's going to move over and engage this one, which is a Hurricane. And this Hurricane is getting engaged by the 110. Bombers move. And that is the end of turn 4. Start of turn 5. Oh man, another bogey shows up on the board. Fast pilots attack, we don't have any. The Hurricane is attacking at him. They're both 0. So that Hurricane rolls a 7. He's going to attempt a yo-yo. He's 0. This guy is +2. So he's -2 on his yo-yo. Shakes a 3, becomes a 1, and he loses a position. This guy's going after the 110. Now he's a 0, but the ME 110 is -1. So he's +1 on his choice. He shakes an 8, +1 is 9, so he's going in my sights. He is 0. The ME 110 has a +1, but its robustness is 1, so he's actually +2 because his robustness is 1. So this guy is -2 as he's attacking. He needs a high number. Shakes a 5, -2 is 3. He swings and misses. The ME 109 attacks, stays right where he is. He's advantaged. So he's 0 +2, and he's 0, so it's +2 attack. He needs a 6 or higher. He shakes a 7. This Hurricane is gone. He immediately engages this bandit, which is another Hurricane. This guy gets to fire. He is -1 maneuver, so he'd have to subtract 1 on any of his choices, so he's just coming right at him. He is +1. That guy is 0, so he's +1. He needs 8, so 7 or higher. He gets an 8, and he blows this Hurricane up. Again, the nose of a ME 110 is not where you want to be. Okay, end of turn 5. The bombers are off the table. The 109 is off the table. This 109 is in a pre-approach area, so he's safe. This 110 is in a pre-approach area, so he's safe. Okay, so this pilot's going to have to roll for safe landing. The bombers all made it safely. You get +1 VP for each bomber that makes it across the board. This guy survived his mission with 3 kills. The ME 110 survived the mission with 1 kill. And let's see what happens. When you're shaking for a safe landing, the aircraft, the die roll of 4+, you add your ATA, 4+, and you have your safe landing. A die roll of 3- adding your ATA again means you crash land. So he needs a 4 or higher. His ATA is 0, so he needs a 4 or higher in order to safely land. He did it. He just safely landed. His aircraft is safe. He is. He will lose 2 days based on the wound chit that he got. And that is how the bomber escort mission works. If you have any questions, please, the Facebook Stuka Leader group is the very best place to add it. My name is Chuck, and I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, go to the Facebook Stuka Leader group or BGG Stuka Leader and ask them. Have an amazing day. And once again, thanks Gary Myers for playtesting this for me.